And joining us now is Connecticut Congressman Jim Himes. He's the top Democrat on the Intelligence Committee. On Ukraine, Congressman, do we believe we're about to see a major shift in funding from the U.S. if Republicans don't get the border funding they're looking for?
Well, it's a, terribly concerning situation. The general just outlined the case pretty well. He left out one critical thing, which is, who's watching whether we have staying power in Ukraine right now? President Xi of China. And President Xi of China has not one iota hidden his interest in reuniting forcibly, if necessary, with Taiwan. So if the lesson to Putin is that he can move in and we'll just get tired after 18 months and he gets what he wants, Xi sees that and he says, America, which fought the World War II and fought the Cold War over a generation or more, now fades after 18 months. That's a profoundly dangerous world. And any American who thinks that if Putin feels like he's had a success in Ukraine or that Xi feels like he can have success in Taiwan, if you think that's a safer world for Americans and our allies, you're out of your mind.
And Congressman, I want to play what we heard from Speaker Johnson just ahead of his release about wanting to protect the January 6th protesters from being prosecuted. Let's watch.
As you know, we have to blur some of the faces of persons who participated in the events of that day because we don't want them to be retaliated against and to be charged by the DOJ.
What's he talking about? Protecting potential criminals?
Can you imagine, Andrea, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the institution that was brutally and violently attacked, I was there, I saw it, is saying we don't want the people who did that to be charged. I mean, words fail me. What is the message that is sent to other people who a year from now or whenever are, decide that they want to break windows, attack police officers, and call for the hanging of the sitting vice president? The Speaker of the House just said, you got to get out of jail free pass because we won't let you be prosecuted. Again, words fail me.
And let me ask you also about the FISA reauthorization. FBI Director Chris Wray repeatedly trying to make the case for this surveillance program being critical before time runs out at the end of the month, and the fact that it has been reformed to try to deal with the FBI abuses that they did flag, the Republicans complained about.
Yeah, Andrea, I'm not sure the American people are focused on 702, but they should be, because on December 31st, our most important surveillance tool, which is targeted exclusively at non-U.S. people abroad, it expires. The chairman and I of the Intelligence Committee agree that we are in more peril from a terrorist attack than we have been in a very long time because of everything that's happening in the Middle East. I actually think that the dysfunction, and we just talked about the insanity of saying that people who broke windows around here shouldn't be prosecuted, that kind of, I don't even know what to label it, dysfunction is a kind word, may allow for that authority to expire. They did a markup today of a bill in Judiciary by a lot of people who hadn't studied the problem. They've got an alternative bill. Chairman Turner and I have worked for months and months and months to put forward a bill that we think reforms the program dramatically, but will allow it to keep us safe. But I don't have confidence that the Speaker is not just going to toss aside the smart bill in favor of something that I think came together in very slapdash fashion today.